The judgment of others is an inevitable part of life. We all experience moments when we are judged, criticized, or evaluated by others. These judgments can come from family, friends, colleagues, or even complete strangers. In many cases, such judgments can cause discomfort, anxiety, a loss of confidence, and even deep emotional pain. However, by applying Stoic thinking, an ancient philosophy that has helped many people face life's challenges, we can learn how to effectively cope with judgment and maintain inner peace. Welcome to the Stoic Lessons channel. This is where we explore profound life philosophies and valuable lessons for personal development. Through our videos, you'll discover inspiring stories, essential skills to handle difficulties, and mindsets to help you live a meaningful life. In this video, we will explore how to deal with the judgment of others without letting it affect you. Let's embark on this journey of self-discovery and make positive changes in life. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest knowledge. Now, let's begin. Before learning how to cope with judgment, it's essential to understand why people judge each other. From a Stoic perspective, people judge others based on their own values, beliefs, and personal experiences. Epictetus, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, once said, "We are not disturbed by events, but by the views we take of them." In other words, judgment is not a true reflection of who you are but rather a subjective interpretation based on another person's belief system. Therefore, instead of letting judgment shake you, recognize that it is the result of others' limitations and perspectives. A fundamental principle of Stoic thinking is the ability to distinguish between what is within your control and what is not. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have the power to control your actions and reactions, but you cannot control what others think and do." This means that the judgment of others falls into the category of things you cannot control. You cannot change how others perceive or evaluate you, but you can control how you react to those judgments. Once you realize this, it becomes easier to let go of the worries and stress that other people's judgments bring. Instead of trying to please everyone, focus on maintaining your honesty and personal integrity. Stoic philosophy encourages us not to rely on others' opinions to determine our self-worth. Epictetus once said, "No one can take away your dignity unless you give them permission." Others' judgments can only hurt you if you allow them to matter. If you depend on praise to feel happy and criticism to feel sad, you will be trapped in an emotional cycle, reliant on external validation. Instead, trust in your self-worth and don't let others' opinions dictate your emotions or actions. Stoics do not seek fulfillment from external factors like money, fame, or societal recognition. Instead, they focus on internal values such as honesty, kindness, and wisdom. This helps them remain unaffected by others' judgments. When you live true to your values and act according to your conscience, you will feel at peace and not be swayed by criticism. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? If yes, continue. If not, correct it. Others' opinions are irrelevant." Stoicism does not advocate avoiding emotions but rather learning how to control them. To deal with others' judgments, practice Stoic thinking techniques to build inner strength. Here are some ways to apply them. Negative visualization, a Stoic technique that advises imagining the worst-case scenarios. When you think about the negative judgments others might make, you mentally prepare yourself to face them. As a result, when those remarks actually occur, you won't be as shocked or hurt as if you hadn't prepared. Focus on a higher purpose. Stoics suggest concentrating on a greater life purpose rather than worrying about trivial judgments. When you have clear goals and act according to your beliefs, negative comments become insignificant. Ask yourself, what am I living for? And does others' judgment affect the path I've chosen? Everything is temporary. In Stoicism, everything in life, including others' judgments, is temporary. Today's remarks may be forgotten tomorrow. No one can judge you forever, and those judgments won't have a lasting impact if you don't allow them to. Focus on personal growth, not perfection. Stoics do not believe in perfection but value continuous personal growth. For Stoics, the important thing is whether you are striving to become the best version of yourself, not how others judge you. When facing criticism, remember that you are on a path of self-development and do not need to meet the standards of others. What others think of you is less important than whether you are living true to your values and principles. Accept that everyone is entitled to their opinion. One important lesson from Stoic philosophy is accepting that everyone has the right to their own opinion. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them or believe they are right, but you should respect their freedom of speech. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "You cannot prevent others from speaking, but you can prevent yourself from caring about what they say." Understanding that everyone has the right to think and speak their way allows you to let go of worries about judgment. You cannot control others' opinions, but you can choose how to respond to them. Practice self-compassion. An important aspect of Stoicism is practicing self-compassion, not only toward others but also toward yourself. When judged, instead of criticizing yourself or feeling upset, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Realize that no one is perfect and that everyone has flaws, including you. Rather than focusing on the negative things others say about you, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation to grow and improve? Focus on what you are doing. Rather than worrying about how others perceive you, focus on completing your tasks well. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, don't waste time thinking about what others are doing, saying, or thinking. Focus on what you are doing to become who you want to be. Spending too much time worrying about others' judgment only scatters your energy and prevents you from achieving your best results. When you concentrate fully on your goals, external judgment becomes irrelevant and has no impact on your personal growth. Don't let others' judgment determine your path. Another key principle in Stoic philosophy is not letting others' judgments shape the path you choose. If you allow others' opinions to control your decisions and actions, you will become a slave to external views and no longer live according to your true nature. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that, to live a meaningful life, we must decide our path based on reason and ethics, not based on societal standards. He wrote, "Whoever lives by reason is the freest person." This means asking yourself, am I acting according to my values? Or am I trying to please others? If you live according to what others expect of you, you will always be trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction and stress. But when you focus on living according to your values and ideals, you will feel free, unaffected by judgment. Face judgment with courage. Courage is a quality highly valued by Stoics, and it is also key to dealing with others' judgments. Stoics understand that life will always present challenges and adversity, but they encourage us to face them with courage and resilience. Others' judgments are just one of the challenges you must face. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you respond to it." This means that when faced with judgment, you can choose how to respond, either let it hurt you and bring you down, or meet it with courage and continue on your path. Courage not only helps you withstand judgment but also gives you the strength to keep growing and improving. See judgment as an opportunity to learn. An essential aspect of Stoic philosophy is viewing all events in life, whether positive or negative, as opportunities to learn and grow. Others' judgments are no exception. Instead of reacting defensively or feeling offended, consider the judgment as an opportunity to reassess yourself and find ways to improve. Epictetus emphasized, a wise person will listen to advice, even from an enemy. This means that even when criticism comes from people with ill intent, you can still learn from it if you approach it calmly and without letting negative emotions take over. Ask yourself, is there something in this judgment that can help me become a better version of myself? However, this doesn't mean accepting every judgment or changing yourself based on every critique. Stoics advise us to carefully evaluate and only change if we find the remarks truly valuable and aligned with our principles. Don't be pressured by perfection. In modern society, the pressure to be perfect often comes from all sides. However, Stoic philosophy reminds us that no one is perfect and striving for perfection should not be the ultimate goal in life. Instead of focusing on becoming perfect in others' eyes, focus on becoming better each day. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Humanity will never achieve perfection, but we can always strive for progress." This reminds us that life is a continuous process of learning and growing. Don't let the judgment of unrealistic standards from others weigh you down. Instead, focus on your own progress. Avoid comparing yourself to others. And don't let their opinions hinder your development. Don't compare yourself to others. Judgment often stems from comparison. Others may judge you because they compare you to the standards they deem ideal, or because they compare you to themselves. However, a core principle of Stoic philosophy is that we should not compare ourselves to others but only to our past selves. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, don't compare yourself to others, but compare yourself to who you were yesterday." Instead of being caught in the spiral of comparison and judgment, focus on how you can become a better version of yourself each day. Everyone has their own path and challenges. And comparison only distracts you from your personal goals. Build resilience and inner strength. Stoics believe that one of life's main goals is to build resilience and steadfastness in the face of adversity. To deal with others' judgments without being affected, you need to develop consistency and self-control in your thoughts and actions. When you're firm in your values and principles, you won't easily be swayed by external opinions. Epictetus taught, become someone who no longer needs the approval of others. This means that instead of seeking recognition from others, have confidence in your decisions and build a life based on what you believe in. Learn to forgive and let go. An important part of handling others' judgments is learning to forgive and let go. Negative judgments can hurt, but holding on to resentment only adds to the mental burden. Stoics advise us to let go of stress and forgive those who judge us. Seneca said, "The greatest revenge is to not be like your enemy." Instead of letting negative judgments make you angry or provoke retaliation, let go and focus on the positives. Forgiveness is not only a kind act towards others but also a way to free yourself from suffering and resentment. Develop inner confidence. One of the key ways to avoid being affected by others' judgments is to build confidence from within. Stoicism helps you develop this confidence, not based on external circumstances or praise from others, but based on knowing yourself. True confidence doesn't come from being accepted or approved by everyone around you but from knowing you're living according to your own values and principles. Marcus Aurelius advised, you have the power to let go of any opinions and judgments, even your own. This means confidence is not about completely rejecting all outside opinions but about being able to evaluate them objectively and not let them negatively influence you. Learn to stay silent in the face of judgment. Another important skill emphasized in Stoic philosophy is the ability to remain silent when facing judgment or criticism. Seneca once wrote, "The words of a fool do not need a reply." This doesn't mean you should ignore all criticism but that you should learn to differentiate between constructive criticism and worthless judgment. In many cases, responding or arguing with those who judge you only adds more tension and wastes your time and energy. Instead, Stoics encourage us to learn how to remain silent, not allowing unnecessary judgments to stir up negative emotions inside. Realign your goals with personal morality. Stoic philosophy encourages us to live according to our personal moral values, regardless of others' judgments. Rather than seeking approval from others, you should set goals that align with the principles you believe are right. Epictetus said, "We cannot live to please everyone, but we can live according to reason and our own morals." This emphasizes that true value doesn't lie in the recognition of others but in knowing you're doing what is right. Build a positive support network. While Stoicism promotes mental independence, it doesn't mean you should isolate yourself from all relationships. In fact, building a positive support network is an important part of dealing with others' judgments. Surround yourself with people who understand and respect your values, who can offer support when needed, and give constructive advice when necessary. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, choose friends wisely, for they will influence the person you become. If you're surrounded by people who help you grow and encourage you when you're struggling, external judgment becomes less significant. When you're supported by those who share similar values, your confidence is strengthened, and you feel less alone when facing challenges. Don't let judgment make you afraid to act. Many people fear taking action or stepping into new experiences due to concerns about being judged or criticized by others. However, Stoic philosophy encourages us to act based on reason and courage, not letting the fear of judgment hold us back. Epictetus once said, "We cannot control what others think, but we can control how we respond." This means that instead of worrying about what others might think of you, you should focus on acting in a way that you believe is right and necessary. Don't let the fear of judgment stop you from moving forward. Remember, growth and success don't come from avoiding all judgment, but from daring to act and embracing the results, whether it's praise or criticism. Understand that judgment reflects more on the judge. One of the key lessons from Stoic philosophy is understanding that others' judgments often reflect more about the person judging than about you. When someone judges or criticizes you, it often stems from their own emotions, perspectives, or experiences. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "People don't judge you, they judge based on their own biases and viewpoints." This means that when someone criticizes you, they may be dealing with their own issues, such as jealousy, insecurity, or anxiety. Understanding this can help you not be overly concerned about judgments, as they don't truly reflect your worth. When you recognize this, you become less affected by external judgment. You develop the ability to maintain emotional distance from criticism and prevent it from negatively impacting you. Control your emotional reactions. Finally, one of the most important Stoic lessons is controlling your own emotions. You cannot control what others say or think about you, but you can control how you respond to those things. This is the foundation of the mental freedom that Stoics always seek. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you that causes suffering, but how you view and react to it." This means that when you are judged, instead of letting it trigger negative emotions like anger, hurt, or fear, you can choose to respond with calmness and composure. See judgment as an opportunity to practice emotional control. By practicing restraint and staying calm in the face of criticism, you will develop a resilient mind that is not easily swayed by external events. Embrace constructive criticism. While Stoicism teaches us not to let others' judgments affect our emotions and well-being, this doesn't mean we should ignore all feedback. Sometimes, judgment can be an opportunity to learn and grow. A key part of wisdom is the ability to distinguish between constructive criticism and negative, baseless judgment. Seneca advises, "Listen to everything, but only retain what is necessary." This means you should learn to take feedback, especially from those who want to help you grow. If someone offers constructive advice instead of mere judgment, consider it an opportunity for self-improvement. The key is not to react defensively or feel hurt by all criticism but to analyze it rationally and learn from it when needed. Practice forgiveness and tolerance. Judgment from others sometimes comes not from understanding or good intentions but from their lack of knowledge or negative emotions. In such cases, instead of reacting negatively or feeling hurt, Stoicism teaches us to practice forgiveness and tolerance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone does wrong, it's their problem, not yours. Let it go and continue on your path." Forgiveness is not only an act of kindness but also a way to protect your inner peace. When you forgive those who judge you, you free yourself from negative emotions like anger, hurt, or resentment. Forgiveness and tolerance don't mean accepting all wrongful behavior, rather, they are a way to protect your spirit from unnecessary negative influences. When you learn to forgive, you also learn not to let external events harm you. Learning to separate yourself from the opinions of others. A core lesson of Stoic philosophy is the ability to separate yourself from the opinions and judgments of others. This means that you should not equate your self-worth with what others think of you. The opinions of others do not define your reality but are merely their subjective views. Epictetus taught, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them." Similarly, when someone judges you, it does not define who you are. You have the power to decide whether or not to let those opinions affect you. When you learn to separate yourself from the opinions of others, you'll find that external judgments have less influence over you. Focus on evaluating yourself based on your internal standards, rather than relying on the judgment of others. This helps you stay mentally strong and avoid being swept away by negative emotions. Practice mindfulness and self-reminder. Another way to deal with the judgment of others is through mindfulness and reminding yourself of your inherent worth. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your emotions when facing judgment without being overwhelmed by them. You can sit back, take deep breaths, and ask yourself, is the opinion of others truly important enough to change how I view myself? The Stoics encourage us to frequently remind ourselves of the important things in life. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Every morning when you wake up, remind yourself that you will encounter selfish, ignorant, and dishonest people. But they do this because they do not know the difference between right and wrong." Practicing mindfulness and self-reminders help you maintain a state of awareness, preventing the judgments or actions of others from throwing you off balance. This is a powerful tool to protect your inner peace and stay grounded in any situation. Accept that judgment is a part of life. One of the greatest lessons that Stoicism offers is the ability to accept reality. The judgment of others is an unavoidable part of life. There is no way to live and completely avoid external evaluations. However, what's important is that you do not allow those opinions to dictate your life. Epictetus once said, "We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond." This means that instead of trying to avoid or change every judgment around you, you should learn to live with them without letting them affect you. Accepting that judgment is part of life reduces the pressure to please everyone. You'll feel more comfortable living according to your personal values and goals. knowing that not everyone will understand or agree with the path you're taking. Conclusion. Stoic philosophy offers us valuable tools to deal with the judgment of others without letting it impact our lives and mental well-being. Instead of trying to control or change external opinions, Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control, how we react to evaluations and judgments. By building confidence from within, defining your self-worth based on personal ethical standards rather than the opinions of others, you can live a meaningful life without being bound by criticism. The key is to remain calm and composed in all situations, not allowing yourself to be swept away by negative emotions when facing criticism. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of practicing mindfulness and regularly reminding yourself of what truly matters in life. By accepting that judgment is an inevitable part of life, we can worry less about pleasing others and focus on living in alignment with our values. Ultimately, adopting the Stoic mindset not only helps you deal with judgment calmly but also brings mental freedom, independence, and inner peace. True success lies not in what others think of you, but in whether you live a life that is meaningful and authentic to yourself. Wishing you continued success and happiness on your journey.